Just thought I would give you a quick update as to what's going on. As you may see, I've now got cork running along the top of the incline now, so that will get glued down at a future date. What I've done now is I've glued these two blocks in, as you can kind of see there, and I'm using this grey board panel. I had pinned it in there to make sure that these bits of foam would meet flush with it. I've now put it in there so that when I put this block in, it will go that way around and slide in like that. So when that goes in, I will then know it's flush with the edge. What I've done with it, I've just sprayed it with some hairspray as I usually do. The bottom side of it, that is, just so it locks in any of the loose fibres, so that when it gets glued in, it stays firm and solid. Then what I'll need to do after those are glued in is I'll then sand them down so they're smooth, and then I can move on to some of the other bits of foam, such as these blocks here, which if I just move those blocks go there, and then if I just grab those, these blocks that then go there roughly like that. It'll get that sanded down and all the gaps will get filled in, but that's just a rough demonstration of where all those pieces go. So yeah, I'll get on with doing that and I'll show you how it's going when I've made some more progress. Just thought I'd give you another quick update. I've now, as I said before, those two blocks on that side were already glued in. I've glued in the cardboard underneath that goes all the way across, and I've also now glued in these two sections that go on top of it. These two bits here are loose still, they're just waiting to be glued in. As well as that, I have also glued in this piece here and all the pieces along this side of the incline. You can see a bit of weight that I've put on that section over there, just to make sure it stays glued down while it's drying. I have also built some end wall sections for the bridge. So this one I can't remember if I'd shown you it before, I might have done, but I've now built these two sections here, which if I show you this angle, they join up and go around that corner there like that. I'll then later on I'll fill in all these gaps that there are in between any sections. I'll just fill those in. But yeah, so you can get an idea of now how it's all being glued and coming together. One thing I changed was I had this small section was in here, in this place. What I've done instead is I've taken an offcut, as I said I would, and I've just put it in here, cut around it just to get the rough shape, and then used the barbecue skewers, as you can see just here and here, to poke through and hold it all together just while it's gluing down. So that section will all be sanded down later on once it's dried, and then once that's all done, I'll then turn my attention to this side and start to glue down some of these, because you might remember in an earlier video I showed you gluing all of these blocks down, because that was all one big block. What I'm now going to do is glue this section here is loose and this block here is loose, so I'll glue those down, and there's a gap in here that I need to fill in as well, so I'll get that done and I'll show you how it's going. As you can see, I'm now getting ready to put the paper mache along the incline as it goes up towards the bridge. I just thought I'd show you how I've prepared the area ready beforehand. So I've removed all of the locos and the shed and all the building areas as well, just so they're all completely out of the way. What I've then done is I've put some, I think it's some sort of gaffer tape, brown tape, box tape kind of, just some tape really, just covering over all the rails of the track, especially all over the points, so that if there is any glue that goes anywhere, it shouldn't then go onto the rails. It should then hopefully, this is what I'm hoping it'll do, is it'll just be able to wipe off all this tape afterwards, or if it goes on the tape, it might then roll off the tape onto the cork and then just soak into the cork. So then what I was also going to do is I've had this there as well, so that's going to be where my tub of glue and water mix will be. I have a stack of newspaper there that I'm going to be ripping up to then start covering the incline with, and of course the PVA over there it's going to make the mixture with. So I'll just start getting that done and I'll show you how it's going. So I'll try to get a rough 50-50 mix of water and PVA. Then it's just mixing it all in until it's a consistency that resembles something similar to milk, I would say. So as you can see there, that's all nicely mixed in now. So then what we can then do is take the sheets of newspaper that have got torn up, just dip them in there, and then we'll lay them across the top and start forming several layers, because the more layers you get, the thicker and harder it will be when it dries out. So I'll get on with doing that and I'll show you how it goes. It's about an hour and a half later now, so you can see all this side of the incline has now been paper mache'd. So I'm going to leave this to dry and I'll have a look at it tomorrow. It's now the next morning, and as you can see, all the paper mache has now dried. So it's got a nice firm shell over it. I don't think I'm going to need to put any more layers on, purely because it's whenever I do need to put more layers on something, it's got much wider gaps, whereas this was only very, as you can see over there, very thin slits and gaps in between, because it's the same sort of foam risers that you see over there, that of course that were under here. Just thought I'd show you how the progress is going on the layout. I've made some more walls to go next to the bridge, so there's one on that side. I finished off, needed to make a few adjustments to this one, and I've also made that one there. As well as that, as you can see along here, I have now added the paper mache over the top of all of the incline along here. I wasn't going to necessarily do this at first, but I thought, because I had the cork, but then there was still a gap between some sections, like here. There was quite a big gap, maybe half an inch, to where it then went down to the cardboard underneath. So the idea is it then just joins up the foam, different foam layers all quite nicely then. So I'll wait for that to dry and I'll show you how it looks. So it's now a couple of days later. I've given the paper mache here plenty of time to dry, and the paper mache I've done on this section here has been a total disaster. So if I just show you around this side, you can see none of it's stuck down, it's all completely lifted up. I did try several different techniques of trying to interlace it with the with these, as you can see there, that's like what I'm trying to do. But yeah, none of it was sticking at all. I'm not quite sure why that's the case, but I've got a plan as to how I'm going to do it instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this paper mache off and just ignore that I ever did it. Because it went, when you compare it to this section over here, which went exactly how I planned for it and perfectly, and then you look at this bit over here and it was just, I mean, I don't know why it's done this. I mean, as you can see here, it's not flat in the middle either. It's completely warped when it's dried. It's not stuck to anything, which is, I don't understand, because it's the same consistency that I used over there. But anyway, so the plan that I'm going to be doing is the paper mache, as I said, is going to get ripped up, and the cork layers that I'd already made that were going to go across the top of the foam, I'm just going to glue those straight on top of the foam, and the gaps that are in between here and here, I'm just going to use some filler. Well, more precisely, I've got some some white paint that I've got that is pretty much the consistency of filler, and it dries really quickly. So I'm possibly going to use that because I've got loads of it, so I need to use that up. So that'll all be in the next video now. Well, not the next video, a few videos time. Because the next video I'm going to be showing you how I'm making some rocks that will go along here, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what's to come in the next video, where I show you how I made all of these rocks, and I'll show you the process of me making some more. I just realised I didn't actually show in one of the previous sections. All of these bits of foam here are now glued in. As you just have seen that the paper mache was, I've already just shown you that. But yeah, so these bits of foam here are now all glued in. This one's a little bit springy. When I've filled in any gaps, that'll be fine. This block here is now also glued in, so all I need to do now is get the block on top glued in and this block over here glued in, and then I can start work on that side, working up to the crossover. So thank you for watching this video today. This video will come out after Christmas, I think. I'm currently filming it on the Monday before Christmas, so I forgot to put it in the last video, but I hope everyone has a very good Christmas and a happy New Year. Because this video is coming out after Christmas, yeah, that'll already have happened. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to giving you all more updates going into the new year. I'm really enjoying how everything's going at the moment, because I've been doing one video a week now for several months on a Friday, so that's going really well. I've got some more reviews planned in the pipeline. I've got some new locos that I'll show you later on in other videos. But yeah, I'm not sure there's going to be a running session today because I've still got a lot of clearing up to do, and it will probably take me too long to clear everything up to then what will be worth putting in the video. So I think I'll leave it there for today, and I'll show you in the next update video when I've redone all this paper mache, and, well, not redone it, just taken it all out and put cork on instead. Otherwise the cork was going to go on anyway, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. So if you've enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to subscribe and like the video. If you've got any comments or suggestions, just let me know in the comments section down below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.